they can do whatever they want without any consequences of obligation, then we are not trying to produce a very healthy, peaceful, and stable society. So, in Nigeria, then when Twitter was operating and allowing this kind of fake news, there were a lot of killings, especially in some parts of the country as a result of the issue that is passing over Twitter. As soon as Twitter is suspended from operation in Nigeria, we don't have such things. So there must be some obligations for any person who decided to act, on a public fora when there is crisis that is, of course, supposedly perpetrated by the same platform. And I can tell you again that, as Fisayo said, that because the tweet of the president was reported, that was why it was deleted. I think that completely violates the principle of operations of platform. You can decide to take down content that violate your rules, but you cannot take down content of an individual because of so much report, except if you're a political party. If you want to say that because there is a majority that is responding to a tweet of the president in his own country, that means you are trying to dabble into political affairs of that country. So that is completely wrong. That is out of order. And that is why I 100% support the banning, the suspension of Twitter operations in Nigeria, pending when they regularize and pending when they were willing to take responsibility or also pay some obligations. They need to hire local labor in Nigeria. They need to have an office location in Nigeria. They need to be able to pay tax to Nigerian government. So when they become the principal stakeholders of the Nigerian project, I believe they will be able to do the right thing.
Adamu, do you believe that Twitter has actually harmed their own credibility in the way that they seem to selectively choose what speech to allow and what speech to not allow?
Absolutely. Twitter is not, to the best of my knowledge, like the experience we have in Nigeria. Twitter is more of an insurrectionist tool to the criminal gangs that has been proscribed in Nigeria to be able to perpetrate their evil. This clearly questions the credibility of the platform. If you claim to be a free speech platform, then you should allow people to say what they want to say, provided it does not violate other people's right to exist. But the situation whereby you call yourself a free speech engine, and then you choose to allow what you want to see and disallow what you don't want to see, it seems to me that you are more of a political platform than actually a business. And that is capable of breaking down law and order in a country that has so much problem across the regions in Nigeria. So to the best of my knowledge, what Twitter is doing is questioning its credibility to exist as either, I don't know whether it's a media organization or it's a technology company. I really don't know. I really cannot say any of such. But I know that what Twitter is doing question the credibility of the platform to exist freely, neutrally in a democratic society. And therefore, the call for regulation of Twitter, like it is done all over the world, we've seen in India, so many countries, we've seen so many times when even Twitter and all this big tech were summoned by the United States Congress to come and defend themselves or explain some action that they have taken that seemingly violate the freedom that they try to advocate or they claim to be advocating. Then I believe governments need to really take very serious review of Twitter operations, else they will cede their sovereignty to Twitter.
Yeah.
Where you have all countries to be Jack Dorsey, he is the judge, he's the court, he's also like the parliament, because that's what happened.
Honestly, it is true that Adamu Garba is really pained. He's really pained. Honestly, he's pained. These are the set of people. Of course, there's something that he said. He said Twitter came to aggravate the problem already existing in Nigeria. Thank God that they agree that there are problems. And he said, since the suspension of Twitter in Nigeria, that a lot of fake news, just like this man said, Joe Igbokwe, that if people can notice that since the suspension of Twitter, that nothing like fake news, and we're like, seriously, nothing like fake news. It was after the suspension of Twitter that we heard that Tinubu was dead. But at the end of the day, it happened to be fake. So what happened? And now they are coming to Facebook. So if you come, you do anyhow here too, you see anyhow. And they are even planning to suspend or to even ban other social media platform in Nigeria. And it's trying to tell us that it is not as a result of the deletion of the president's speech that made them to suspend Twitter, that Twitter has been causing problem. But in another breath, he agreed to the fact that there are problems in the country. I'm sure it is as a result of Twitter that is making ISWAP and Boko Haram to thrive. Yesterday, now we are even hearing that the two groups are collaborating together to work together. I'm sure it is the Twitter CEO that is causing that. The issue of S-men that has caused problem, that even made ESN to be launched or established. That I'm sure it is the fault of Twitter as well. They always love to blame others except them. And of course, you know that from the north, a lot of them are so happy with the ban. And does it mean people have not been tweeting? People have been tweeting now. Is he not affecting themselves? Is he not affecting himself? It's affecting him as well. They have to decide to go to Facebook. Well, someone said that is great. We support the regularization of Twitter and support the suspension. Absolutely. Well said, Mr. Adamu. Is it that the northerners don't have sense or they are cursed? How can just one tribe think differently from others? Or is it that we are not understanding their English properly? Boko Haram means? Yes, we support Twitter regulation in Nigeria. The way this guy opened his mouth, wow, to brag, you would think he's making sense in whatever he's saying. It's total rubbish. Adamu Zukwanu, okay, I don't know what this person is writing in their language. Which rules and regulations are you not running mental like this? Good one, bro. Let Twitter know that Nigeria is a sovereign nation, just as UK, US, and whatever. But ordinary hospital, no get to. Why they no go laugh now? Ordinary hospital, na president they run up and down. Eta sketa. Well, social media regulation isn't a priority at this time. Nigerians badly need wealth creation and security. The people have rights to freedom of expression. Who doesn't like it should put off his data or avoid using smartphone. All this rubbish you are saying we use against you one day, only then you will realize that the alerts you are catching from Buhari administration will not last forever. That rubbish app we go nowhere in as much as you are head bent to bring down other people's own. Why not just focus on your cowrie and leave Twitter matter alone? Please, let's come out a mass to report this Adamu page on Facebook and all his useless app on Play Store and App Store. Please, guys, come 2023, all this rubbish we end. I hope so. It should even end before then. All these tops Igbos don't know who's Adamu Garba, who don't know anything about data and technology. What is this guy saying and doing is good for the country? Okay, he finally catched out. Clown. Adamu Garba is a clown. You are not wrong. Gaskia and whatever. You better be careful. Lugard will not have peace in that grave. And as for you, Adamu, it is time for me to withdraw my support for you. I can now see that I can now see what others are saying about you. You are so wicked and selfish. You render millions of Nigerians useless because of your greed. I was totally wrong with what I am saying about you. Which Adamu, with no conscience but with wide mouth, mistaken English flowing flowing through his vocal cavity, and his Fulani illiterate is clapping for him, forgetting that all they try to hide from the outside world, which he said was rumor in the killings of citizens by their so-called police and military during NSAS last year, went viral beyond Twitter in various means, and is circulated across the length and breadth of the world. Keep fighting Twitter to regulate how people expose your crimes against humanity in the zoo. All your dirty linen in the zoo are already out there in various platforms. No matter how you propagate your regulation or freedom of speech, we, the citizens of Biafra entrapped in this expired country, must speak and expose you. Adamu, your days are numbered in your crimes with the wicked regime of dead Buhari. Finally, Mr. Opportunist by name Adamu, no matter how much you chance in opening your mouth wide and trying to hide the truth from the space, the world knows the truth. Your nightmare is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He promised the zoo one thing. The name Nigeria will be forgotten in the history of the world soon. That is what is happening, and it must happen. Nigeria will cease to exist. You better do your worst now. Continue with all this your fake or whatever you are calling it. You are indeed an Adamu. Why mentioning Ipob? You have displayed your ignorance globally, thinking it is all about opening your mouth at the end. You did say nothing. You could have presented an objective argument that making it look as if you banned it because of your particular group. Your ignorance is gathering more sympathizers for IPOP. If you don't know, maybe you are yet to understand the meaning of global conspiracy. So guys, leave your comment down there below and let's have your take.